Peyton Reed is the man I want directing the new Fantastic Four movies. Antman and the Wasp, released not that long ago and directed by Peyton Reed. Starring Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, Michael Douglas, Hannah John Carmen, Lawrence Fishburne, Michael Pena, Walter Goggins, and a whole bunch of others. Production costs of $160 million worldwide, taking of $622 million for a profit of $462 million, not including marketing and associated costs. This delightful little heist movie is sandwiched in between the last two Avenger films for Phase 3. It works as a happy little palate cleanser and also sets up a major key moment and plot device for Endgame, and also, I believe, setting up a lot of interesting things for Phase 4. My very favourite part being the microverse that is beyond the quantum realm. And the bubble city that is glimpsed in a split second as the Pyms escape from the microverse or the quantum realm. That supports my theory, and personally that proves my theory. I don't need much more proof than that. That's a bubble city in the quantum realm microverse. I'm very excited about that. Anyhow, my fan theories aside, I loved this movie. I had a lot of fun with this. I enjoy the Ant-Man series a lot. My wife loves these movies. These are her favorite of the MCU films. I find Scott to be very relatable. In fact, one of the most realistic characters within the MCU, despite the size-changing physics shenanigans that goes on in their film. He's the least heroic of the heroes. He's the one that points out the weirdness the quickest. He honestly finds the whole thing quite confusing. The way he calls it out and says, do you guys just stick the word quantum in front of everything? That's actually reflecting what the audience is quite often thinking. In these films, his style, his presentation, just his comic timing and self-depreciating way of doing things, he is a gift. And if you want to talk about Ant-Man, you got to talk about the visuals. Once again, they go all out on the visuals in this movie. The size change, the shrinking effects, the macro work. Point of view of the flying ant, the slow-mo when the Wasp is doing her thing, and the Wasp is great. I love the fact that of the two, Ant-Man and the Wasp is the actual fighter. She's the most heroic-minded of the pair. You have a chance to negotiate with the Ant-Man. The Wasp, you don't have a chance. Either surrender or have a sleep. But as I said, the effects are fantastic, the visuals are great, and my favorite visual effect of the entire movie is Ghost. Oh, I like that character, and I love the effect they used to show that she is in and out of reality. And the worse it gets, the more tired she gets, or the more fatigued she gets, the worse her displacement becomes. I love the way they did it. I think it's an incredible effect. It really sells that character and it makes her truly dangerous and actually unique. In all the MCU, that's a truly unique character. Sonny Burch as the villain, or actually the sub-villain to a main villain who isn't even seen. To be honest, Sonny just works for somebody else. He's a middleman. I like the fact that they were dealing with someone else's, well, henchman. They weren't even up against a supervillain, really, because as powerful as the Ghost was, her motivation was pain. She just wanted to have the pain stop. She just wanted help. Bill Foster just wanted to help her. So those two, despite the fact that they were the title villains, weren't really villains at all. The villains were really actually a secondary component. The main story, the main thrust of this story was to go and rescue Janet Van Dyne. That was everything that this movie was going towards. Even the great finale and chase and fight, which was fantastic to watch, and an excellent sequence showcasing everyone's acting and comedic abilities, as well as a whole slew of special effects and fight moves. That was all just sideline. To support the actual plot was a rescue mission. Watching Paul Rudd pretend to be possessed by Michelle Pfeiffer is one of the funniest and kind of coolest sequences I think I've seen in the MCU. It's definitely unique. The fact that Pyms are still dirty at Scott for running off and doing the Civil War thing, and the amount of times they reference the Civil War, and they reference the collapse of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Hydra, the fact that they reference all this sort of stuff to the rest of the MCU really did make it feel extremely connected, whilst being a very small and self-contained storyline. And the all-important tie-in to Avengers Endgame comes in the end credits. So it doesn't actually get in the way of the main movie. And it also went and made what is possibly one of the side stories of the MCU into a major player. Now I've been thinking about the score for this and we'll put it in the middle. It's right in there with Iron Man. It's a key integral part of the MCU and it's a very good time. Well, that's all the time I've got. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. And as usual, have yourself a great week and make some time to go watch a movie.